Hey folks, welcome to another episode of SwillinGrog's Wonderful World of Beer. As you can see, Beelzebub is here yet again. He joins us from the Netherworld, a place that
Nether.
Yes, spends
The whole world of it.
Yes, you spend a great deal of time there, but every so often you emerge from that Netherworld and join me for a beer review, which is always great. And today we're reviewing Abita Turbodog, 5.6% alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by the Abita Brewing Company of Abita Springs, Louisiana, in the United States of America. Now, this is one that I also got from Mark at Warner's at the Bay. He was kind enough to send me a 6-pack up. I, of course, paid for it and got it from him for a reasonable price. But quite hard to get a hold of around these parts. But again, a brew that I was most eager to try. So thank you, Mark. All right, well, again, I've got a bit of blurb from the Abita website, and I was hoping that you could perhaps magic up some glasses and read it for us this time, Mr. Beelzebub.
Right. Turbodog is a dark brown ale brewed with pale, caramel and chocolate malts and willamette hops. This combination gives Turbodog its rich body and colour and a sweet chocolate toffee-like flavour. Turbodog began as a specialty ale, but gained a huge loyal following and has become one of our flagship brews.
Flagship brew.
Flagship brew. This ale pairs well with most meats and is great served with hamburgers and sausages.
Oh, you do like hamburgers and sausages.
It is a good match with smoked fish and can even stand up to wild game dishes.
Impressive.
Turbodog is also great for marinating and braising meats and cooking such things as cabbage and greens.
Yeah, don't like vegetables.
Colby, Colchester, cheddar and blue cheeses go nicely with Turbodog. It's perfect with spicy Louisiana jambalaya and of course Spanish paella. Some even like it paired with chocolate. So there you go, that's a really great diversity. If it goes with game's pretty solid, it's good gaming.
Game's pretty gamey, yeah.
It's a good game, it's not very sausagey.
No.
And chocolate's not very sausagey either.
No.
No, it's not very gamey. No. I've never caught wild chocolate. We've been out hunting it many times, but never caught wild chocolate.
No.
Blue cheese is as far from chocolate as you can probably get, as is cabbage and greens. But it's good for marinating meat. We will have to marinate some one day. What do you think?
Yeah.
We will have to marinate with this flagship and see how it goes.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, anyway, I think it's high time that we pop the caps off these lovely brews that come in these wonderful 355ml brown bottles, and pour them into these coastal glasses. All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go for a bit of an aggressive pour this time.
Yeah.
More so than I did last time. Oh, that is quite effervescent. So I have to cheat.
All right.
But I'm not telling you. I don't kiss and tell.
All right. Well,
decent. Beelzebub from the Netherworld with kiss and tell.
Well, anyway, looking at its appearance, it's a very dark brown colour with a reddish amber sort of a hue to it.
Yeah, if you look at it in the light, you can see that kind of reddish amber glow to it.
Yeah, it's got definitely putting
aura around it.
Yeah.
So,
very reddish, very amber, very reddish.
Yeah.
Somewhere between amber and reddish. All right.
That's a contradiction.
Yes.
This beer is a contradiction. For a flagship.
All right. Now, as far as the head goes, I mean, it's like a I would say beige in colour. Yeah, I've got about I think when I poured it, about 2 fingers.
I've got 2 fingers.
Yeah, very frothy looking, very tightly packed bubbles. Let's pour the remainder in here. But yeah, look, this looks really good, folks.
Actually,
really
if you look at it straight into the light, it's a kind of a red-brown reminiscent of a kind of burnished bronze colour.
Yeah.
That is so dark that it's gone dark.
All right, so we've talked enough about the appearance, so that could only mean that we need to move on to the aroma.
I was trying very much to see if I could see the bubbles coming up there, but it's maintaining the head fairly well. It's got a fairly fine lacing to it, so they're fairly fine bubbles, but in that dark brownness there, it's not, it's actually see-through. If you actually put it up to light, you can see straight through it, which is really very interesting. It's a
kind of.
Yeah, it's a kind of optical illusion. Yeah. So I'm sure it's actually quite effervescent.
All right, well, onto its aroma. Ooh.
Roasted malts, but not burnt. There's no burnt caramel smell, and there's no burnt malt smell. It's a very roasted smell.
Yeah, very roasted, yeah.
But, and maybe
kind of a little bit of chocolate there.
Not so much.
It's very, a faint sort of chocolatey kind of aroma. You need to really...
More on the roasted malt. Yeah.
You really need to kind of inhale, like...
There's not like...
But there's...
Like an incredible complexity of flavours. It's not like, you can name half a dozen things in it. It's actually very mono-flavoured.
No, I'm definitely getting like, some faint sort of chocolate there. Yeah.
But is it really a faint chocolate, or is it more a complexity of the malt?
Well, it's of course, it's those dark roasted malts. But,
because it always has that very tiny mocha kind of coffee to it.
Actually, I'm getting a bit of like caramel there as well. If I sort of smell it like this, I'm getting some caramel.
I think that's what's rounding out the roasted malt. I think that's what's rounding that out, making it not smell so burnt.
It's interesting.
It does smell sweet. Yeah.
It's a very interesting aroma. Well, we've talked about the appearance and the aroma, which have been quite interesting. So that could only mean that it's time for the most important part of the review, the taste test. Folks, cheers. Let's dive in.
Okay, now that's where I'm getting the caramel, then the coffee, or really a mocha more. It's like a mocha kind of coffee.
Well, very malt forward.
Yeah, very, very, very much roasted malt.
It's very malty. Yeah, it's got a nice sort of breadiness to it as well, actually. But I'm getting that caramel, and I'm getting that chocolate. But yeah, I'm not finding it burnt, so it's definitely, a rich maltiness, but not to the point where it's just, gotten like,
So it tends to sort of.
So when they've roasted it, I think they haven't roasted it as much as they roast like the malts for like a stout or a porter or whatever.
It's where it becomes a kind of a sort of burnt roast.
And the bitterness is like,
it's hardly bitter at all.
It's hardly bitter at all. Yeah, there's just a very minimal bitterness, but look, a definite malt lover's dream. This one,
It's such a smooth drink. It's got.
Oh yes, it is
a very smooth caramel malt.
Yeah.
Except you're tasting more caramel. More malt than caramel. But very smooth. The chocolate's in there. Chocolate and coffee's in there. Definitely.
I think like the Purple Haze, it's another brew that your non-beer drinker would probably find quite intriguing.
Yeah. It's got a kind of
something very different about it.
Like if you're used to a lot of your dark beers, maybe Brewed and things like that, it's nothing like it.
No, they can be a little rough.
Yeah.
They can be a little rough, but this is just so. This is just so smooth.
Yeah. It's
very pleasant. Like
smooth as a baby bun. It really is.
Yeah.
It's like fresh as jade.
Okay.
It was that smooth, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe waxed. Freshly waxed.
No, this is just an absolutely delicious brew. Absolutely delicious.
It's got a sweetness that is kind of like, it sort of ebbs and flows with the taste of the beer. So you've got kind of like caramel and it comes out sweet, and then you've got the chocolate, and then it goes to the coffee, and then it comes out with a slight bit of finish. Once again, like the purple haze, it gives you some saliva reaction there, but nowhere near the extent of the purple haze. So it's also definitely meant to have a food.
Yeah, it's got a great dryness to it as well.
Yeah, I can imagine you actually. Yes, indeed, true. I could actually imagine having, say, something like emu or duck with this.
Emu or duck, yeah.
Something a little gamey.
Yeah, I would say emu or duck, yeah. You're talking a little gamey there.
Yeah. Bit of blue vein.
Yeah.
Or Costello white would be nice for that. Maybe smoked salmon or something like that, smoked fishes.
Yeah, they definitely need to be smoked.
Yeah, probably not that stuff that the Norwegians bury for 6 months, so I'm not really sure what it's for, but I'm frightened of it anyway.
Well, what would we say in terms of its drinkability? Well, it's very drinkable.
Absolutely, you could actually try it.
But it's dangerous, being at like 5.6% ABV, it's kind of a dangerous one to make a sessionable.
Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't give this a sessionable rating. Very high.
You have a few of them, like...
I think it's with a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than sit down in a session with a meal.
Yeah, with a meal. Like a couple
before.
With a meal.
One during, one after.
One after, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I think this is a unique category in itself. I think that's why they're calling it dark brown ale, because otherwise they're comparing it to things that aren't like it. Okay, so there's not much in the world that I think we can compare this to as a category that I'm familiar with. So what are you going to give it, Dave?
Well, in terms of a score out of 10, I'd probably again give it a 10 out of 10.
I think this is much the same. It's almost a benchmark for its genre. And
I just can't. There's nothing offensive about it flavor-wise. It's just so delicious. Like I'm just enjoying every gulp. So and it's just so tasty. So I mean, how can I not give it a 10 out of 10? It's just a really impressive brew.
I'm tempted to err in the favour of caution, but by the same token, I've got to agree with you. I'm thinking not the same, but I do have to agree with you. It's benchmark and it seems to be in its own category. I only give it 10 out of 10, and 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 averages 10.
It sure
Once again, Abita make an incredibly awesome brew. We've had today some pretty amazing brews from Witchwood and Abita. They seem to be absolute benchmark brewing houses. Yeah. I'm so glad to have had the opportunity to try.
So it's folks, it's not that easy to find, but I'd encourage you to seek it out because it's a really excellent brew. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us once again. Hopefully these technical difficulties we experienced haven't completely ruined this review. At least we had 3 cameras rolling, so thank God for that. It's gonna be a little bit tricky in post-production, but anyway, that's our problem. So that's it from us, and until next time,
Roust!
fare thee well, or